An IP address is a numeric address. It's an identifier for a computer or device on a network. Every device has to have an IP address for communication purposes. The IP address consists of two parts. The first part in the network address and the second part is the host address. There are also two types of IP addresses. The first one is the most common one, it's called as IP version 4, and the second type is IP version 6. IP version 4 is the current version of IP addresses. It's a 32-bit numeric addresses written on a 4 numbers separated by periods. Each group of the numbers they are separated by periods is called an octet. The number range is in each octet is 0 to 255. This address version can produce over 5 billion unique addresses. In the world of computers and networks, this IP address is in this format here is meaningless. Computers and networks don't read IP addresses in this standard numeric format, and that's because they only understand the numbers in a binary format. A binary format is a number that only uses ones and zeros. If IP address 4 is made up of 4 sets of 8-digit binary bits, and these sets are called octets. The bits in each octet are represented by a number. So starting from the left, the first bit has a value of 128 and then 64, then 32 and so on all the way down to 1. Each bit on the octet can be either a 1 or 0. If the number is 1, then the number that it represents counts. If the number is a 0, then the number at it represents does not count. So by manipulating the ones and the zeros in the octet, you can come up with a range from 0 to 255, that is 255. First, you look at the octet chart and you would put ones under the numbers that would add up to total of 66. Okay, so you would put a 1 in the 64 slot. So now you already have 64. So we need 2 more. So let's put a number 1 in the 2 slots. So now if we count all the numbers, if we have ones underneath them, you would get a total of 66. All of the other bits would be zeros because we don't need to count them since we already have our number. So this number here is the binary bit version of 66. When the internet was first developed, programs didn't realize how big it would become. They thought that IP version 4, which produced over 4 billion addresses, would be enough, but they were wrong. IP version 6 is the next generation of IP version addresses. The main difference between IP4 and IP6 is the length of the address. The IP4 is a 32-bit numeric address, whereas IP6 is 128-bit hexadecimal addresses. Hexadecimals used both numbers and alphabets in the address. So with this type of address, IP6 can produce an unbelievable 340 decillion IP addresses. That's the number 340 with 36 digits after it. And that's because in an hexa format, double-digit numbers have to be represented with a single alphabet, which is a throw word. So we have a digital double character again, which means that we have to convert it to a single character alphabet.